Most retired gun owners think the biggest risk is crime. The truth is, the bigger risk may be a law you forgot, a form you never knew existed, or one state line you cross without thinking. Pause. And if you miss one of these 6 rights, you could give up protection the law actually gives you, or worse, make a mistake that brings police into your life for no good reason. Quick question before we continue. Are you subscribed? Because what I'm about to reveal could save you from a terrible legal mistake at the exact stage of life when you should be enjoying your freedom, not fighting paperwork. Hit that subscribe button now, and let's get into it. First, if you split your time between 2 states, you may have more gun rights than you think. This one shocks a lot of retirees. Most people think you only count as a resident of one state, period. But that is not always true for federal gun purchase rules. If you live in one state during part of the year and another state during the other part, you may be treated as a resident of each state while you are actually living there. Let me break this down for you. Imagine you spend winters in Florida and summers in Pennsylvania. A lot of retirees do this. Many people assume you can only buy a handgun in the state on your driver's license. But that is not always the end of the story. If you are truly living in that second state at the time and you have the right government documents to prove that address, you may be able to buy there too. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The problem is not always the law. The problem is proof. Dealers usually need matching identification and sometimes extra government paperwork that shows your in-state address. So the right exists, but if your paperwork is sloppy, it can feel like the right disappeared. Here's what most people get wrong. They confuse tax residency, voting residency, and gun purchase residency as if they are all the same thing. They are not always the same. For gun purchases, what matters is whether you are actually residing there at that time and can prove it the right way. That matters a lot for retirees because this is the age when people move, downsize, buy condos, stay with family, or live part-time in an RV park. So if you are a snowbird, don't assume you have fewer rights than you do. But also, don't assume the gun store will figure it out for you. Bring solid documents. Make sure your address is current. Ask questions before you start the transaction, not after you get delayed or denied. Second, you have a federal travel protection many retirees forget exists. This matters if you drive across state lines, travel in an RV, or visit family. I'm talking about the safe passage rule under federal law. In simple terms, if you can legally possess the firearm where you start and legally possess it where you are going, federal law gives you protection to transport it between those places if you follow strict rules. But here's the crazy part. A lot of gun owners hear that and think it means I can travel however I want. No, that is where people get burned. The firearm must be unloaded. The gun and the ammunition should not be readily reachable from the passenger area. And if your vehicle has no separate trunk, the gun or ammo should be in a locked container that is not the glove box or center console. Imagine you are driving from a free state to another free state, but you pass through a very strict state in the middle. You may still have protection if you follow those steps. That can matter a lot when you are retired and making long road trips. Maybe you are driving to see grandkids. Maybe you are moving to a new retirement home. Maybe you are doing a cross-country RV trip you planned for years. Here's the part nobody talks about enough. This is not a magic shield for sloppy travel. If your gun is loaded under the seat, if the ammo is loose and easy to grab, or if you make your vehicle look like a rolling gun room, you're inviting trouble. Don't make this mistake. Locked, unloaded, hard to reach. Keep it simple. And one more thing. State laws can still create ugly problems in real life, even when you believe federal law is on your side. That means your best move is not to test the edge of the law. Your best move is to overcomply. That is the smart retiree move. Not because you are weak, but because peace is worth something. If you're finding this helpful, imagine what you'll learn in my next video about the 5 words that can protect you when an officer starts asking questions about your gun. Subscribe so you don't miss it, because these small details are the ones that save people the biggest headaches. Third, if you love road trips, camping, or national parks, this next right matters more than ever. A lot of retired Americans believe guns are banned in national parks. That is not the full story. In many cases, you can possess a firearm in a national park if you are not otherwise prohibited, and you follow the gun laws of the state where that part of the park sits. Now stop right there, because this is where people get trapped. The park may allow possession based on state law,